Oh, champ. Things are getting real crazy, man. We got Adam22 sneaking Wack 100, pretty much trying to point to the feds to let the feds know that Wack 100 is out here causing the havoc. He is the one and the reason why. Jesus Christ, my bad, gang. He's the reason that everybody's getting locked up, but while Luce Cannon is locked up, it was trying to set up Big U all alone. Run up these likes. We also got Lil Baby and another pretty much rolling 60s RICO, because Lil Baby's a rolling 60s. Remember, 4PF is pretty much rolling 60s. I want y'all to know 4PF, the gang that Lil Baby is in, is pretty much rolling 60s. We're gonna get into that in just a few too, by the way. Run up these like, smash it like shit every day. We're gonna get into this. Adam22 continues to stink Wack 100. It's getting crazy.
My favorite current new narrative is basically take like me and Big Deal. When me and Big Deal do content together, what am I really doing? I'm paying him to do an interview so that he will essentially smear T-Rail. That's how I was doing battle at that time.
You know what he's gonna do.
A lot of people have suggested that the evil genius mind of Wack 100 said, here's Luce Cannon. He's not necessarily with it enough to realize the play that I'm going to do, but I'm going to befriend this guy who used to be super close to Big U. I'm going to take Luce Cannon. I'm going to elevate him. I'm going to bring him onto podcasts like No Jumper, and then I'm going to basically allow him to say things that will be bad for Big U, whether criminally, whether how he's viewed in the streets, etc. I do believe that you're capable of that sort of espionage.
Okay, so
what you mean you believe he's capable? Nigga, you know he's capable. In fact, a lot of us who've been around know that this nigga is the reason why Luce Cannon did what he did, is because of Wack's instruction. Wack 100 was extorting Luce Cannon like Wack 100 extorts everyone else, but his extortion is legal because he's a fed. He's a confidential informant. That's why. That is the reason why this is happening and been happening for a couple years now. Went up these like smashing like shit video. Let's keep it going. All champ.
There's a little truth in that, and there's a lot of bullshit in that. Okay, so
and intent is different than how it actually played out.
So, of course, Luce Cannon's approach was Big U, right? Wack, what up? Whoa, man, that nigga Big U. Nigga, whoa, is that right? That's what's going on? All right, so I sit back, I watched him. So he called, he like, hey, bro, and I'm gonna make you remember this. I got a TV show coming out. Can you help me promote it? Right? Now, if you think about it, after I brought him up here, I personally sent him the academics. Ack said it. You didn't hear what Ack said it? He said you lied me up. He said you lied me up and said you was coming with him.
Nobody even had to tell me. As soon as I saw Luce on academics, I thought, oh, that's a Wack play.
That's a Wack.
That's a Wack play.
But I told Ack I'm coming.
Yeah.
Right? I said Luce. Like, yeah.
And then you didn't.
Yeah, right?
Okay.
So I told, now, I think this is what he broke the Meek Mill. I don't know. I'm thinking he going up there to talk about the show. And I believe he talked about the show, but they just spun into some other shit.
I mean,
right?
Ack's gonna figure out what the good shit is. And I think when he told me about allegedly extorting Rick Ross and Meek Mill in the club and everything, I was more just like blown away, just confused.
You didn't believe that shit, did you?
No, at that time, no, not at all. Ack really seized upon that and like went into way more detail about it and kind of went with it.
He was beefing with Meek.
Yeah.
Ack and Meek was at it. So this is how I knew it was cap, right?
Cheek Millie.
Listen, so it's a dude over there, no matter what has ever happened with me or Meek, whatever. It's a dude over there I always love and respect.
A chaser?
No, his name is Tfy Bay. Yeah, he's a chaser.
Okay.
He's a chaser. Tfy Bay. Tfy Bay been home maybe about 6-8 months or whatever. Even when the bullshit going on, when I land in Philly, Tfy Bay see me, he come over there and breaks me as a brother. It be bullshit going, but me and him, we got our brotherhood, right? Tfy Bay with me. Listen, this is a fact. Tell me you robbed Meek and shot Tfy 20 times dead. I might believe it because you got to kill Tfy.
You're saying Tfy ain't laying down.
Tfy ain't laying down for nobody. He ain't laying down for nobody, right? So now on top of that, is 10, 15 other Philly dudes with him. Right? This is what I believe. I believe Luce might have been at the club. Because this how he knew who was in the club.
Got it.
Right? Or somebody told him who was in the club. So what Luce would do, he'll take some shit he may have saw, some stories people may have told him, and then he'll insert himself. And then he'll tell the story. But if you hear the true story, you always catch 2 or 3 things that's like, no, he said it was that, but it was really that. Come on, bro. You really think, do you really, and look, I don't really fuck with Meek like that, right? Meek is not taking his jury off and his security is not stepping away to hand it to a dude.
That was hard to believe, yeah.
Right? Let me explain.
No, more backtracking. It's more and more backtracking. Niggas is trying to stop the narrative. You can't stop the narrative once you put it out there. You made it seem like Luce Cannon was there and that Luce Cannon got word that Big U was putting a hit on Nipsey. That's a lie. Never happened. You said he got a call from Big U before. You told him that Nipsey was gonna pass, and Nipsey was, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Smash the like button and share the video, man. Let's keep it going, man.
I'll tell you why Big U wouldn't allow that to happen. One reason, they're all Muslim. See, when you talking to me about certain shit, I understand the overall politics. They're all Muslim, and they're from Philly. It's real brothers. You've talked to one when Nick was here on the phone when I called him. That are our go-to for our big business. That are real Muslim, who no Muslim could allow that to happen to a Muslim. They serious about that. TV, all them dudes is, I don't know if Meek is or not, but it don't matter what Meek is. Those other brothers are with Meek. So Big U is not gonna send his homies at the Muslim. He's a Muslim. It's not gonna happen.
I assume, and I assume a lot of people out there are assuming, that there's some sizable portion of people saying that they're Muslim who absolutely do not have a problem with extorting or robbing some other Muslim.
Listen, I don't know the Muslims.
There's got to be a lot of that.
I'm telling you, the Muslims I know, and there's a lot of Muslims watching this, and I'm pretty sure you'll see in the comments, they're not going to allow or call a shot and send non-Muslims to harm a Muslim. It's not going to happen, bro.
Okay.
So if y'all don't know, Big U is Muslim. Facts. A lot of people in Philly is Muslim. Facts. Right? By the way, you mentioned anything about Kendrick and Drake when we ain't talking about it. It's gonna be some shadow hugging going on. I ain't gonna lie. When it's time to talk about them, we'll have a discussion. Obviously, this has absolutely nothing to do with a beige Negro and another Negro from Compton. By the way, run up these likes, smash a like, share the video. Let's keep it going.
Straight up. You know, they got this thing. You know, I don't know to what limit, but like, let's say if you snitched or you did whatever, and you go to jail, you become Muslim.
Yeah.
You cleanse all that. From that day forward.
And see, that's why people think that people are being opportunistic when they become Muslim in prison.
I don't know. The Muslims I know that's their faith and they serious about it and they live by it.
But there's no other way that you can get out of jail free card on being labeled a snitch.
So let's get back to it. So from February to May, my job was to pump his reality show.
Okay.
Right? And I was pumping it as hard as I was pumping it because at that time the owners was telling me, Wack, if you could
pause, nigga. Pumping what, nigga? The only pumping you know of is acrylic nails pumping your buns, nigga. That's what we know, nigga. Index, middle, and ring finger with acrylics attached to it. Pumping your cheeks, champ. You know about that. I don't want no other pumping, nigga. Whatever pumping you claim to be doing, right? You definitely, right? You definitely got a Hawaiian roll button in the back of you, champ. I ain't gonna lie. Somebody was using 3 fingers on one key. By the way, just saying. Oh, champ. Run up these likes, man. Oh, champ.
To make this perform, we're gonna give you a contract for 2-3 of your own shows. Right? I got all that on my phone, right?
I feel like Aaron the Plumber kind of like became what you were trying to turn Luce Cannon into. And I also think Aaron the Plumber borrowed some of the 4 Extra persona.
No, hold on. No, he
Because
watched
it's basically like these guys are all playing a similar character of like, look how tough I am, I'll fade anybody, and I'm entertaining on camera.
And guess what else he does? He calls a person he don't know 38 times and start texting me crazy shit, and I bit. I'm like, bro, who the fuck? Because I don't, Adam, you know a lot of shit you'll say to me. I don't be knowing what you're talking about. You got to show me like these new sensation people popping up. I'm not down there seeing them as they sprouting up. By the time I hear about them, they've been around 9 months or something, right?
No.
So, and I'm gonna keep it real. I did a great job because I started working on Luce February. By about summertime, I had Luce on fire. He was on fire. You never known me to go to these little ass podcasts. I did that for him. I didn't do that for me.
All right. So this is where it really gets crazy. This is where it really gets wild. Look at this.
That.
What?
Well, you just ran down on Flakko and gave him a big old bear hug, which is interesting because he's got a variety of conspiracy theories about you. And
you should call him in here, bro.
He's on the news right now, but he seems as if...
What's the conspiracy theory? I don't... See...
He thinks you're losing your mind, and he thinks that you might snap and do something to him. His words.
I'm losing my mind? Why does he think that?
He says that you seem angry, irrational, that he just feels like you're kind of on the verge of doing something crazy. And he didn't say it, but it feels like the suggestion is that maybe this is because of the stress that the big U RICO is putting on you, since you might feel like, since you were so wrapped up in so much of his dealings, that maybe you're next on the Fed's platter.
What do you mean dealings?
How can the Fed be next on the Fed's platter? Listen, man, we all know that Wack plays a huge role in all this nonsense, bro. All of these narratives, we know, okay, for the last 3-4 years. How can a confidential informant now be subject to possibly being involved in a RICO? How? It's crazy. But let's see what they're saying. I don't know about all that.
You know, like I'm watching Rich Homie Quan, and he's talking about how when rest in peace, that when he had to come to LA and check in, that it was like you and Big U sort of 2 men in the situation.
We was having a conversation
about checking in.
No, I was already up there having a conversation. Again, he pulled up. See, y'all got it.
Man, we seen this yesterday. I thought this was a different video. Matter of fact, did y'all see this? Did y'all see this video? This video is crazy. Hold on. Y'all gotta see this. Somebody called Mexican from the Southsiders called Wack 100 a rat, and this crash out was unprecedented. Look at this, champs. We already seen this yesterday. I thought this was a different video.
Bro,
Hold on. Y'all need to see this crash out. Run up these likes. Look at this crash. Look at this.
I'm working with rats, right?
Oh, bro, did you call me a rat? Bro, I'd have stopped your ass out, homie. On Pyro, nigga. And blood, I come up there today.
Did you hear?
Hey, listen, hey, check this out. Blood, we can get out on the date, head up. You would have called me a rat, and you know it, nigga.
Who called you a rat?
Your ass out.
Who called you a rat?
We can get out, homie.
Who called you a rat?
Nigga, I'd have sucked your ass out.
I said, who called you a rat?
You calling me a rat, nigga.
I said, who called you?
Fuck what you
I said, who called you a rat?
I'd beat your ass. You's a bitch.
Hey, listen, homie, that don't listen.
You's a mark, bro.
Listen, homie.
To the Southsiders, you a disgrace to everything, bro. You's a fucking coward. If you'd have told me that in my face or mentioned that, I'd have socked you out, homie. On Pyro,
Are you done?
You out. and we can get out.
You got this nigga sounding like Coach Carter spitting on the camera like Tupac back in the day. Remember when Pac spit on the camera? He give it. Oh, you got a tough rap, nigga. Them goddamn lenses is barely on that nigga's face. All right, this nigga got the goggles that you wear when you about to trim down a tree. All right, these are the same goggles you wear when you about to go cut some grass shit. This is a gardeners. You got this nigga in his Pyru gardener glasses, champ. His gardener goggles for that matter, right? You know, you get the weed whacker and you cut grass, champ. You gotta put a pair of those on. Make sure no grass blades get in your eye, huh, champ? You got Pyru Coach Carter. Then you gonna have to get out. He look like a biscuit with veins on it. You ever seen a biscuit with veins, like a Popeye's biscuit that just happens to have a bunch of veins on it? Pause if necessary. This is what's going on here. He is losing his look, champ.
Hey, nigga, we can line it up.
Are you done?
Fuck with me. On fact, nigga, you soft. That's big shit. You should have said that in my face. You never said that, homie. I gave you love.
And we returned that.
Came and told me,
returned that.
Off of nothing. I disrespected you. You shook my hand.
You ever seen a biscuit about to explode, nigga? This nigga like a biscuit that turned into a time bomb. You ever seen an explosive biscuit, nigga? Well, it might have been TV dinner. If you ever seen an explosive biscuit, it probably was TV dinner from Family Dollar or something. Or Dollar Tree. Or Dollar General for that matter. All right. He said he gave him love. Pause. What kind of love are we talking? Did he also put acrylics in your buns? I'll check. Well, we got town taxes. Carlos Rosado with $2 in town taxes says, Wack got his Fed buffs on. Fed buffs or gardening goggles? I wonder which one it is. Fed glasses or is it gardening goggles? Right? Oh, he lost his mind. Oh, champ. Look.
My hand. You shook my hand. You ain't a man. You not a man. Why you shake my hand if you think I'm a rat? Why you shake my hand if you think I'm the police?
Hey, homie, because you're not working with rats, right?
Oh, bro, did you call me a rat? Bro, I'd have sucked your ass out, homie.
I never seen explosive oats before. This nigga like an explosive oatmeal oat. You ever seen explosive oatmeal, nigga? Well, it's the first time for everything, champ. By the way, yeah, this nigga like explosive cornmeal and all that. Yeah, champ, this nigga like explosive cream of wheat. You ever seen explosive cream of wheat, champ? Cream of wheat that might explode? Yeah. Hot cereal that just might erupt, champ. It's the same thing, gang. By the way, all champ, we went from biscuits, oatmeal, all right. This nigga looks like a beef patty bomb. This nigga is a beef patty explosive, all right? He gives a new meaning to Hot Pocket, nigga. By the way, run up these likes. Oh, champ, look.
Oh, Pyru, nigga. And blood, I come up there today.
Did you hear?
Hey, listen, hey, check this out. Blood, we can get out on the date, head up. You'd have called me a rat, and you know it, nigga.
Who called you a rat?
Your ass out.
Who called you a rat?
We can get out, homie.
Who called you a rat?
Nigga, I'd have sucked your ass out.
I said, who called you a rat?
Calling me a rat, nigga.
I said, who called you?
Fuck what you
I said, who called you a rat?
You's a bitch. Nigga,
hey, listen, homie, that don't listen.
Oh, champ. Hey, look, man. I never seen the Italian herbs and cheese bread from Subway get so aggressive. I never seen the Italian herbs and cheese bread from Subway ever get so extra aggressive in my entire life. I'll be honest with you, gang. Right? I ain't never seen it. Okay? Have y'all seen it? Because to me, I haven't. You ever seen the Italian herbs and cheese bread from Subway with legs before, nigga? Well, it's always the first time for everything, by the way. I think the mayor should take this. Should the mayor take this from the top? I think we should. We should probably take this from the top. Run up the likes and share. Can we share the video too? Share the video game, all chat. Run up the like, share the video. Oh, let's rewind that one more time.
I'm working with rats, right?
Oh, bro, did you call me a rat? Bro, I'd have stopped your ass out, homie. On Pyro, nigga. And blood, I come up there today.
Did you hear?
Hey, listen, hey, check this out. Blood, we can get out on the date, head up. You'd have called me a rat, and you know it, nigga.
Who called you a rat?
Your ass out.
Who called you a rat?
Today, we can get out, homie. On
Who called you a rat? Who called you a rat?
Listen, man. The imaginary gang-banging librarian specs aren't the best fit. All right? Listen. Those is grandma shades, by the way. You know, we seen Larry Johnson on Family Matters rock the same pair. Facts. We seen Larry Johnson of the Charlotte Hornets back in the 90s. We had the same pair of grandma specs. Now, acting gangster with those is crazy, right? Acting gangster with those is crazy, my nigga. The Myrtle Urkel shades, the grandma, the Larry Johnson joints, it's the same thing, okay? It's the same thing, champ. By the way. Run up, he's like, share the video too, by the way. Oh, champ.
Nigga, I'd have sucked your ass out.
I said, who called you a rat?
You calling me a rat, nigga.
I said, who called you?
Fuck what you
I said, who called you a rat?
I'd your ass. You's a bitch. Nigga,
hey, listen, homie, that don't.
Listen, those glasses look like they came with a box of one-a-day vitamins. Y'all know the one-a-day vitamins, champ? Look like those glasses came with a one-a-day. Buy 2 one-a-day capsules and get a free pair of specs like these, all right? These are very pharmaceutical type glasses, all right? These ain't your regular glasses. These glasses came with some adult vitamins, by the way. Very standard, very much regular vitamins came with these specs, all right? I want you to know, all right? Look at this nigga, champ, nigga, look. This looks crazy, I ain't gonna lie, gang. All right, this nigga looks like a very savage earthworm, if you will. All right, look, man. You remember them popsicle sticks that got riddles on it and all that? This nigga the same color as a popsicle stick, nigga. Talk about niggas gotta get down on Paru. All right, nigga, you a Paru popsicle stick, champ. Did you know that, champ? A burgundy flavored popsicle stick, for that matter. We got Carlos Rosado with $2 to town taxes, just confidential. 100 got on the Urkel bot specs. That's right, champ. You're right. You ain't lying. Smash the like, share the video only on the main platform. But let's continue.
That don't listen.
You's a mark, bro.
Listen, homie.
To the Southsiders,
you
a disgrace to everything, bro. You's a fucking coward. If you'd have told me that in my face, or mentioned that, I'd have stopped you out, homie. On Power,
are you done?
You out. And we can...
Hey, look, man. You too aggressive. You too much of an aggressive elephant peanut to be doing all this. By the way, I've never seen an elephant peanut that ever had saliva on it. By the way, y'all ever seen an elephant peanut with saliva? You didn't, because nobody would ever eat an elephant peanut in the first place. So how would saliva ever be on elephant peanuts in the first place? See what I'm saying, gang? That doesn't make sense. But if all of a sudden we see an elephant peanut with goddamn saliva, though. You ain't never in your goddamn life ever seen an elephant peanut that was wet. Because nobody would ever make it wet. Get it? Run up these likes. Share the video. This is crazy. Oh, champ.
Get out on the day, nigga. We can line it up.
Are you done?
Fuck with me. On facts, nigga. You soft. That's big shit. You should have said that in my face. You never said that, homie. I gave you love.
Hey, look, man. You ain't nothing but a goddamn school ruler with a goatee, nigga. Yeah, nigga, you look like a pencil case, nigga. All right? An eraser. All right? You look like school supplies, nigga, in human form. There's no way, champ. Right? Remember them fat crayons niggas used to have? Yeah, that's you, nigga. You're a fat Crayola crayon. They don't even make those anymore. But that's what you are, champ. Right? An overweight crayon, champ. A heavy crayon, okay? With a goatee. All right? You're a fat crayon with a Sharpie goatee. Right, your goatee is made of a magic marker, but somehow you're still a crayon though. All right, oh champ, you an apricot colored crayon. Just so you know. But let's proceed. All champ.
And we returned that.
Came and told
we
me,
returned that.
Off of nothing. I disrespected you. You shook my hand. You shook my hand. You shook my hand. You ain't a man. You not a man. Why you shake my hand if you think I'm a rat? Why you shake my hand if you think I'm the police?
Why'd you shake that nigga's hand, champ? What made you shake his hand, nigga? You got a fur. Listen, man. This is what happens when you shave a chipmunk, nigga. This is a. You ever seen a furless chipmunk is a paru? I don't know anybody that resembles a furless chipmunk. That's paru. And I know a lot of niggas that's paru, believe it or not. Some of y'all might not know a lot of parus. And when I say paru, it doesn't mean that they're blood. It means that them niggas is paru, champ. Because there's a slight difference. Parus are the original Bloods. Before Bloods ever was made, it was Parus first, champ. And I know a lot of Parus. But this nigga is a furless chipmunk that just so happens to be claiming Paru, all right? With grass goggles. Those goggles are for gardening. You only wear these goggles when you weed whack grass and sunflowers. When you got too much grass, the grass is too high, you put these on, right? Make sure none of that grass gets in your eye. No dirt, no dust, no residue. You don't want any caterpillars and ant bodies flying in your eyes, all right? You don't want no bug particles in your eyes and all that. All right? Run up these likes, man. Smash the like, share the video. Oh, this crazy. Oh, this is what. Oh, champ.
Hey, homie, because you're not working with rats, right?
Oh, bro, did you call me a rat? Bro, I'd have socked your ass out, homie. On Paru, nigga. And blood, I come up there today.
Did you hear?
Hey, listen, hey, check this out. Blood, we can get out on the date, head up. You'd have called me a rat, and you know it, nigga.
Who called you a rat?
Your ass out.
Who called you a rat?
We can get out, homie.
Who called you a rat?
Nigga, I'd have sucked your ass out.
I said, who called you a rat?
You calling me a rat, nigga.
I said, who called you? I said, who called you a rat?
He got your ass. You's a bitch. Nigga,
hey, listen, homie, that don't.
Listen, man, I'm about tired of this bowl of cornflakes getting all aggressive, champ. By the way, I'm tired of seeing these milkless cornflakes get crazy and aggressive, nigga. Now, I ain't gonna lie, nigga. By looking like this looks crazy, by the way. This looks crazy, but I ain't gonna. This just looks crazy. Carl Lanley with $5 in town taxes says he looked like he about to read the church announcements with them glasses on. Yeah, that's right, champ. Oh, champ. Yeah, this nasty. Ain't nobody Paru look like this. I'm sorry, champ. This isn't Paru approved. This crash out isn't Paru approved, by the way. Yeah, this isn't past the Paru exam by much of a mark. Okay. This failed the Paru approval, all right? You didn't meet Paru criteria, by the way, all right? Salute to Carl Lanley paying them town taxes, keeping the IRS off his back. But this nigga right here, oh, chat. Parus didn't approve this one, gang, all right? Not Paru approved, not Paru worthy, all right? Your mouth is too wide open, though. Pulse. Mouth is wide as hell, nigga, all right? I don't know what's going on here, nigga. I don't know what's happening. I think we do have more town taxes. Olika with $5 in town taxes says, salute, Mayor. Sorry, haven't been here in a while. Dealing with my congestive heart failure, so I'm up and down. Paying taxes. Hey, salute to you, all right? And look, best of luck to you. I hope things get better, all right? Stay strong, for sure, all right? But salute to you for paying them town taxes, even though you ain't have to. Even though you didn't have to, but we do wish you well. May wishes you well. All right. But back to the non-approved Paru. All right. This is nasty work. This still shot, vicious, disgusting. All right. Listen. Any more booger-colored niggas claiming Paru, there needs to be consequences behind that. All right. Any phlegm-colored Parus, there needs to be consequences for this behavior, all right? Oh, shit.
That don't listen.
All right, champs. So we done with all of. We done with that. We finished. All right. Enough of that. Lil Baby might be facing a RICO. Is it a state or is it a federal? I don't know. Probably a state RICO. They're trying to say, listen, all the rolling 60s are being penalized. We seen Big U and Company. We seen a Yellow Beezy who just bonded out with 700,000. Another rolling 60 strip. Lil Baby, 4 PF member, but also a rolling 60s crip. What's going on here? Well, we have the rats. We have the rats trying to look at the big picture here. I want y'all to smash a like and share the video. Let's get to that. Oh, champ.
He also predicted that basically some of the Dirk stuff, like the feds was looking at Dirk because the state had Dirk in a case and they basically just all of a sudden said,
I'm sorry, but wait just a minute. I know who this guy is. This is the guy from that Atlanta news article paper. Now, if you look up above at, all right, you will see a very much, knee-shaped gentleman. All right, gentleman looks like a light-skinned knee. And this guy has been claiming for a long time that all of these rappers are gonna go down for RICO. He was the same one saying that Future and Playboy Cardi are connected to homicide gang and that they'll be charged with RICO in the future. It's this guy right here, man. That guy. See, I knew it had to be him. We seen him before, all right? Listen, the very much tan marshmallow has a lot to say in regards to hip-hop in Atlanta and hip-hop's connection to gangs in Atlanta. This is the source? Oh, champ. Well, let's keep it going. Smash the like, share the video. Okay.
you know what? We're not gonna go prosecute this. And he felt like the feds was already taking interest in Dirk. And I mean, he was right.
I said the same shit. When they dropped that gun case on Dirk and him and Bond had together.
Yeah, that's specifically what they were talking about.
I said it. I said they just not go just because your Cody get killed. Okay, this dude with Sauce Walker and his artist, right? They just killed one of them niggas in Houston today, right?
By the way, that's crazy, ain't it?
No, that's just how it go, right?
No, if you remember, they kept saying the Sauce Walker thing was some Memphis situation that got to do with Say So Pete.
We ain't doing none of that. Listen, bro, Houston a big old place. See,
no, you don't get what I mean. You don't get what I mean.
You motherfuckers do that punk shit because what you finna try to do is insinuate something, bro. It ain't Sauce fault.
No, I'm not blaming Sauce at all. What I'm saying is that it's ironic that people said that murder of Say So P was some Memphis shit, and then all of a sudden this guy who his face gets shown in the media that he was in the car and he pretty much killed Say So P, he goes to the hometown of the other nigga who was also in it, which is Houston. Like, if I'm thinking it's Memphis niggas. I'm like, why the fuck would you go to Houston if the other guy that got shot from Houston?
Is there any reason why all the rats look like sweet potatoes, nigga? What's the reason for that? Why do all of the rats look like peeled sweet potatoes, nigga, freshly peeled? What's that about? Why do the rats have similar, all right, peeled sweet potato features? What's that about? We're not going to talk about that out here. I think that's just as important as the rat itself. Yeah, we got some potato, colored rats. All right, sweet potato to be very much specific, right? What's up with that, champ? Yeah, there's something going on here. I'm a little worried, all right? This bothers me more than the actual ratting itself, all right? What's up with that? Oh, champ. Let's keep it going.
Perfect place to hide out. Hide where they don't expect you to be.
Houston is
a lot of niggas from Memphis moved to Houston, too. Memphis moved to Houston and Dallas.
Wait, repeat that. I don't know who said that. You said a lot of people from Memphis are going to Houston and Dallas, is that?
Yeah, a lot of people from Memphis and Chicago moved. It's a lot of Chicago niggas in Memphis.
So he probably
in Dallas and Houston.
And it was on the run. They showed his face. They showed his whole face, right? So, you know, at the end of the day, shit gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, shout out to Sauce. And, you know, I don't know what happened on the other end. They say some money was taken or whatever. It is what it is. I'm just telling these artists, you come in the game, bro. You from motherfucking Mountain, Tennessee. Nigga, don't come out with the Mountain, Tennessee entertainment. Nah, nigga. All that shit up. Name that shit after your grandmama, nigga.
Hey, by the way, and again, I think you're right. A lot of this probably is like really maybe removed from Baby, but he's the sexy, attractive name in this. Like George Cheetah.
Yeah, he the one made 4PF worldwide. Yeah, we know it as a record company.
Yeah. So
you know what I'm saying?
I clicked on this this journalist page, and he says, I guess there's other bullshit happening. These guys probably don't even know, baby. It says it appears that a murder victim is Keontae Davis. He was a defendant in another murder case involving 4PF gang members, right? Then they go down. They said the Department of Justice indicted 8 members of Goodfella gang a couple weeks ago and have received an order to seal some documents in a case because Goodfellas are expected to be murder snitches. What the hell? Similar, the death of Davis may be a reprisal for cooperating in the plea deal of the Wilson murder. Then this part you guys don't understand.
I wanna show y'all who this reporter is, man. Y'all need a better look at Butterbean. So this is the guy, man. George Cheat. This is the guy, man. You see this nigga, man? This nigga look like if Colin Powell and Butterbean the boxer did the DBZ fusion dance, nigga. This is bro, right? This is bro, all right? Colin Powell, right, meets Butterbean, same nigga. All right, this Negro, if you want to call him, I don't know what he is, yeah. This nigga looks like a Geppetto. This is a very Geppetto, Steve Wilkos, Colin Powell looking nigga. Right? You want to call him, this nigga look like the black Steve Wilkos, nigga. You look like Steve Wilkos Butterbean Powell, nigga. All right? By the way, just saying, right? Carl Langley with $2 in town taxes says he had tanned Wilson fixed. That nigga is Steve Wilkos, nigga. All right? Look, he likes. So all of these potato rats, you can call them sweet potato rats. These Steve Wilkos looking Negroes. How you black and look like Steve Wilkos is crazy. But yeah, man, we gotta just keep it a stack about these people, man. We gotta be honest about what's going on here, champ. All right. Salute to Carl Lilly for paying those town taxes too, bro. It's getting crazy, man. But let's get back to the video. My fault, champ. We gotta get back to the video, champs. Oh, wait. Before we get back, we gotta look at a little bit more pictures. We may have to look at a little bit before we get back to the video. We gotta get like this nigga looks crazy. Come on, gang. Nigga, this is Christopher Alvarez's dad, nigga. We found Christopher Alvarez's father, and his name is George Cheetah, nigga. Yeah, that's Christopher Alvarez pops, nigga. Yeah, you look like a nigga that would create a Christopher Alvarez. All right? Yeah, your son is Christopher Alvarez, nigga. That is your son, all right? So you are Christopher Alvarez's dad. Long lost pops. Yeah, you escaped to Atlanta, nigga. Yeah, we found you, champ. We're gonna, listen, you're gonna get child support papers real soon. All right, you tried to run, but you can't hide, champ. We found you, right? Here's some child support you got. You owe a lot of child support, champ. You worried about all these rappers and gangs. Nigga be worried about that child support for goddamn Christopher Alvarez, nigga. How about that? All right. Oh, champ. Run up these likes. Run up these. Listen, if you don't know who Christopher Alvarez is, you might want to do a Google on that too. Find out who Christopher Alvarez pops is. It's this nigga. Okay. Smash the like shit video. We're gonna get back to the regular video. My fault, gang. Gonna get back to the regular video, champs. Oh, shit,
The
look.
pace of murder and retaliation is accelerating, which is why, and this is the journalist saying it, which is why I would be unsurprised if Fonnie Willis pulls the trigger on a RICO for the Goodfellas defendants and 4PF sooner than later. What isn't clear is whether Lil Baby himself will be wrapped up in it, never mind other marquee rappers. What the hell? Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. It's definitely a bad deal to kind of claim anything that street niggas are doing some totally separate shit. Like you fucked the nigga's baby moms, he gonna kill a nigga. Now they gonna say he did it for the gang. You know what I mean? Kind of spooky, man.
Well, these niggas is goofy. Now they talking about loose cannons are not in the feds.
Yeah, you seen that?
The internet is goofy as fuck. Let me tell you something, bro. Whenever you on a collect call and that motherfucker say Global Tel Link, that nigga's in custody.
Yeah, he's definitely in custody, of course. What they think that he's telling? If Luce Cannon can't tell nothing that he ain't say publicly already, man. They would bring him into the interrogation room and be like, "Do you know anything more?" He'd be like, "No, I already told everybody on No Jumper." Yo, I see you call No Jumper and told him to stop talking to Luce while he's locked up. I really appreciate that one, because I've been saying recently, like, if you're involved in this indictment, it's not
guess what? He done called in 38 other places, bro. Y'all gotta stop blaming me, my nigga.
No, nobody's blaming you. I said that was a dope move by you to actually say, yo.
Hey, relax. First of all, I just want to know why all the rats is shaped like oxtail bones and all that, nigga. Why all you niggas look like oxtail bones with a face attached to it? Better question. If oxtail bones had an actual face, nigga, that'll be you niggas, man. You niggas is built like oxtail bones, right? Just saying. All of you ratting Negroes, right? You little rodent colored Negroes. Y'all don't look the same. I ain't gonna lie. Alright? A lot of oxtail bone shaped guys. Just saying. Alright? Smash the like, share the video. This is nuts. Oh, champ.
I got to stop talking to him because everything isn't content. For these guys, they shouldn't be talking. I don't care if you had a media personality or like an influencer, type of thing when you were free. But right now, again, you asked me about some shit, like, shit, I want to say a lot, but why pay a lawyer? Like, why pay a lawyer if you're just going to go on there and emotionally just say shit that sometimes fucking you jammed up? It just might just be volunteering too much shit.
I mean, at the end of the day, he gonna do what he wanna do. That's what I keep trying to tell y'all. Luce ain't nobody's little homie. You get what I'm saying?
What is that? Isn't he like big you little homie?
He ain't nobody's little homie, bro. You got some dudes that...
I thought he was rolling 60, so now he's not rolling 60s no more. Look at all this backtracking. So you nigga went to No Jumper backtracking, go on Act Platform backtracking. Now this nigga's not a 60 no more. Nigga, if that nigga ain't his big homie and he a rolling 60 supposedly from LA and he not really from LA, then who the hell is his big homie? Oh, that's right, nobody, nigga. He's not a gang member. This nigga's from IE, not LA. IE, nigga. That's a whole different place. That's not the same place, nigga. That's a different city. You dig? Oh, champ. So Wack out here spilling me. Oh yeah, this nigga not a gang member. After all, he ain't no gang member. That's crazy. But all the time been popping it like he was a 60. Nasty work. And all of a sudden the nigga, oh yeah, he was never a gang member. He ain't nobody little homie. If you nobody's little homie, then how the hell were you a gang member in the first place, nigga? Who the hell put you on the set? Somebody needs to put you on the set. You didn't just wake up one day and was the big homie. And if you were, that means you started a game. If you were the big homie and nobody had to put you on, and you was the first generation of the gang and all that. You know what I'm saying? You were the gang creator. That's the only nigga who can be someone who didn't need to be a little homie. Just saying. Smash up on the like, share the video. We're gonna keep it going.
Where you know, some niggas that give you that respect that you older than them, come from another generation, but you not finna run them. You ain't finna tell them what to do. It ain't gonna happen. Producer, I talked to him in the paperwork. You know what I'm saying? And I said it's a lot of questions about what's being said in his paperwork. You get what I'm saying? And he went over everything with me. Everything.
Hey, oh, by the way,
Hold on. Jay Ray said, I think Luce is the Hassan Campbell of no jumpers. That's the crash out everyone uses. Listen, now, I get what you're saying, but Luce doesn't appear to be mook, though. But he does say mook things, all right? Now, this guy has been with different types of vages, okay? There's been different type of vages that he's been with, which is good. But Wack 100 is closer to Hassan than Luce Cannon could ever be, because Wack actually got the same Bam treatment, except this nigga had fingers. Understand? Yeah, Hassan is a Bam Bam Bigelow, right? But so is Wack, nigga. See, Hassan got thigh, all right? Wack got he got finger thigh. It's different, all right? His thigh came via fingers. Hassan's thigh came from Frank, all right? There's a difference, all right? Listen, that POS Hassan, that weird mook Hassan Campbell. Listen, all I'm gonna say is this: he was in a romantic relationship with a grown man named Bambada. All right, and your boy Wack is in love with fingers. All right, with acrylics attached to him. Right. If it ain't got acrylics, Wack don't want it. All right, he has a preference. His preference: acrylic nails. All right. Wack got thigh just like Has did. Just saying. F Hassan Campbell, nigga. By the way, I will disrespect that man in every which way I see fit. All right. You niggas got clappable thighs and all this nonsense, nigga. You was in a romantic relationship with Bambada, nigga. Oh, champ, that duck sauce colored penguin named Has. Oh, champ. Run up these likes, man. Smash the like, share the video. Let's keep it going.
hey, oh, this is about to get messy. So there's someone who claims they're a court reporter. I'm not too sure who they are, so I don't want to disrespect them. But their name is Infamous Sylvia on Twitter. They said they're a lifestyle YouTuber and a court vlogger. Okay, apparently they did a good job covering the YSL trial. They said that someone is on a stand for a current case against these Goodfella guys, and they're saying we're listening. I guess they're in court. They said investigator Virito is on the stand. It says we're listening to wiretap calls, and someone mentioned that Lil Baby had tickets on people's heads. Now, these wiretaps is going to get people jammed up, man. Because again, this probably...
Yeah, but just because let me be real.
It probably got nothing to do with it.
Wiretap conversations of a nigga putting bounties on people. That's already a nasty case. That's a whole RICO right there off top, nigga. You putting a bag on niggas? Oh, that's already a nasty RICO, nigga. You know what that is, right? Murder for hire, just like your boy. Your boy Dirk went down for similar charges now, didn't he, champ? Now, ironically so, Dirk and Lil Baby got some projects together. A whole album for that matter. You feel what I'm saying? Now, look who else might go down for murder for hire if these wiretaps, you know what I'm saying, are actually legitimate and can prove that Lil Baby was putting tickets on niggas, trying to stamp niggas and all that. Guess what? That's another RICO. That's another murder for hire on top of it. You putting bounties out. No paper towel, but you putting bounties out. Dig, nasty work, all change.
Right? Just because a nigga saying something, bro. You know how many niggas call me and then say something? I'm like, bro, where you get that from? Well, I'm just saying. You got to remember, some of these niggas got 5th grade educations. What? Them niggas that say anything on the phone. Unless you got Lil Baby on that phone with that shit, or them same people is contacting Lil Baby, or they saying Lil Baby gave me the money that we did this, bro. It ain't like niggas say all kind of shit.
Wait. Let me ask you this question.
That would only mean that the person who's putting out this information is purposefully trying to make it seem like Lil Baby was putting bags out, which is nasty, disgusting journalism, by the way. If you are doing and pulling Wack 100 type moves where you are somehow making it seem like somebody is doing something heinous that they're not doing, that's nasty. Putting bodies on somebody's jacket is nasty. If you ain't got the facts, you ain't got the facts. If you out here clout chasing, trying to make it seem like bro was out here wilding and you ain't got no proof, you just a nasty clout chaser. Now, unfortunately, here's what y'all need to realize. Creators do impact and influence how the feds and the police go about certain situations, and it's happened multiple times. You've seen it when it came to Takeoff getting unalived. People kept saying it was a certain someone who was there, and it really wasn't them because they didn't have a weapon on them, and they still ended up getting arrested. Now, the police are idiotic for believing the internet because the internet ain't going to always get it right. But people have made it seem like someone did something that they didn't do just based on feelings and not logic. This is why you need to get your feelings out of situations because you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Just like you idiots who keep connecting Big U to Nipsey passing away. I'm sorry to say this, but you don't know what the hell you're talking about. All right? You don't. You know, you say these things, but you don't know the situation. You don't know the politics. And you keep saying these things because you're in your feelings about it. But you don't understand how the games work. You don't understand how the streets work, because if you did, you would understand that, hey, if someone calls somebody a rat, then that would mean that they're literally opening themselves up to get unalived. Whether you like Nipsey Hussle or not, what you're not realizing is that Nipsey is still and was a gang member even after helping the hood, and he still has ops like everybody else do. So understand what comes with being a gang member is that you can get unalived. You are not all of a sudden untouchable because you helped the hood. If you are still currently banging and you're currently in that lifestyle, then you're still a part of the program. Nipsey was not above the program. That's what y'all forget. Nipsey was not above the program. He was actively banging. When he did all the marathon storm up, he was still banging. So again, this is what happens when people put their feelings in and not logic. You don't understand what happened. You're saying things because it sounds good. It validates your feelings on the matter, but you're wrong. You're not right. All right? It's that simple. Run up these likes, smash it like, share the video. We're going to keep it going. All champ.
Has somebody ever called your phone and just by the nature of what they're saying, you either hang up or you be like, bro, stop talking on my phone like this?
That's a fact.
Because like, it still boggles my mind that like wiretaps are so effective, where I would think in how advanced technology is, like rule number one got to be don't do the crime with your cell phone in your pocket. Rule number two got to be don't do the crime with your car. And rule number three got to be get off the fucking phone. Like, these are very simple rules where we're in a complex time where they're solving crimes like that because they could triangulate your GPS. They could do all type of stuff to figure it out. Who the hell is still really talking about crime on the phone? Or do you think some of these guys don't know what they're talking about are crimes?
I think a lot of these niggas just be talking. I done had niggas call me and say all kind of crazy ass shit. Here you go, act. There go the cooperant that came from Ghost.
Hold on. Tom Briggs says, I'm still wondering why nobody had any guns. How do you know if they had guns or not? Whether or not them niggas had guns or not, there was one person there who was upping it. Understand? For anybody that knows anything about any weapons, for that matter, do you honestly think that it would be a smart decision for them to try to up it while he's upping it? He already is firing. Why in the world would it be a bright idea for you to take out anything unless you want to lose your life? You're not in position to take it out. You're not in a safety position. You're in the line of fire, which means you can get hit next. Reaching would only be a foolish move. You should be running. Just saying. You don't know if they had guns or not, though. Nobody knows if they had straps. Nobody's going to find out if they did have straps. You know why? Because California gun laws are incredibly strict. You dig? Oh, champ. They're going to try and put every unsolved unaliving on Big U. Well, Nipsey Hussle's murder was already solved, first and foremost. But yeah, you make it a good point. Yes, they're going to definitely put a lot of things that have any type of correlation to the rolling 60s on Big U for sure, though. You're right about that. But like I said, when it comes to that situation, though, it's already been solved already. They got the person. He doubled back 3 times. That don't mean nothing, bro. They're not looking for him. They looking at Nip. Nip is on the ground bleeding out. You think they worried about where bro is at? If Shitty Cuz was doubling back, he was doubling back to make sure that bro was definitely gone. That's what it was. All right. Once Shitty Cuz left the scene, he left the scene. You feel what I'm saying? But again, you gotta realize the situation. You gotta understand the situation, bro. Nipsey just got hit. His niggas is looking at him trying to get him medical help right away. They do not want that man to pass away. So they not looking for Shitty Cuz at that moment. They trying to immediately get nipped to the hospital. Feel me? Smash the like, share the video. Let's keep it going.
He just put that out. But I didn't have niggas call my phone and say crazy shit. Bro, I didn't have niggas call me. I swear to God. Hey, Wack, what's up? What's up? You straight? Yeah, I'm good. What you mean? Man, niggas just say they chase you down. What you mean chase me down? Yeah, they say they caught you in the hood at the light. Woo. Bro, I'm sitting way in Europe somewhere, bro. Literally. So how many motherfuckers you think he already got on the phone and called and told that shit? I'm like, bro, I'm in Europe. He called on the nigga on the other line. Hold on. Click up. Hey, homie, what up? Nigga, I got Wack on the phone. He way in Europe. You know what the nigga said?
Yeah.
I didn't tell you that to go say nothing to him. Bro, it'd be a lot of bullshit said on them lines, bro.
Hey, Wack, listen, I haven't gotten full confirmation on this, but damn.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So this 4PF RICO could be something, might not be something. We're gonna see what happens with it. Feel what I'm saying? Fannie Willis, who is the attorney for Fulton County, who was trying to get Thug up out of here, wasn't too successful with that. Has been trying to get other rapper-based gangs out there in Atlanta up out of here. Now they're trying to find a reason to put a RICO on them rolling 60s 4PFs, right? It looks like they're doing a coast-to-coast RICO on these rolling 60s, all right? I'm pretty sure they're somehow trying to connect it to Big U somehow, since he is the OG of that gang at the moment, or the big homie for that gang, the face of that gang as a collective, right? Listen, all I'm gonna say is this: if it's facts, it's facts. If there's wiretaps, they might be screwed. If the wiretaps lead back to Lil Baby trying to do any type of murders for hires, then Lil Baby is completely effed right now. I'm gonna say that, all right? But do me a favor, man. Let me know how you feel in the comment section. Tell me how you feel about all this, all right? Smash the like, share the video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Join the Discord. Discord link is in the chat. Fire Discord. And the Discord link is in the comments. Will be in the comments. Always in the description. It's a fire Discord, gang. And look, if you a glazer, if you spying on the mayor and all this weird stuff, I want you to know the mayor don't care, all right? If you too scared to talk to me, then guess what? I don't know what to tell you, bro. But the moment any of you bozos feel the need to fix yourself making a video about me, I am going to torture you very bad. So please be advised, if you ever get the bravery to ever come for me, I am going to cause treacherous, and I mean treacherous, treacherous things to happen on YouTube. I'm telling you. So please be advised. And you know who I'm talking to? I'm pretty sure one of you bozos is watching. Play with me if you want to, champ. And it's going to get insanely dark. For those of you that know, you know. For those of you niggas that don't know, you're going to find out. Play with something safe. It's not me. I promise. Don't let me do it to you, champ. I'll make you a spectacle. You hear me? A movie. Run up these likes, smash the like, share the video. We're going to be back with more content tomorrow, though. Salute to the chat, man. Let's get it. Let's go. I'm out of here. Salute.